Hi everybody, welcome to INNONATION talk show. We have a wonderful, amazing guest today, Professor Yang, old friend. Thank you for coming to joining our show.
Nice to meet you, Amir.
You know, I've been a long-term admirer of your work. So many years of dealing with global leadership, innovation, entrepreneurship, cross-culture. I'm really honored to have you today. And you know, what is innovation actually? How do you define innovation in your own words? For me, innovation, I adopt something quite simple. I'm saying it's something new that can have an impact on society.
In China, a lot of innovation relates to, number one, to do some minor changes. Number two, to follow the path of others and make some changes similar to the old products, but at the same time, not necessarily the same. And you make some steady improvements or changes in terms of format, contents, etc. As long as it's very different from the traditional old products, it can be called innovation. And some people even think organizational-wise, you'll probably be able to do innovation, to do something entirely different from what you have been used to. So in many areas, innovation now is getting popular. Okay, I'll give you one example. When I was teaching at PKU, okay, we had somebody whose name was David from Guanghua University who created a company called OpenOApple. And I was very supportive of him, and I put a lot of money in my deposit and hoping the company will be able to show to develop. But unfortunately, due to a lot of strategic and personal errors, the company is now falling. And it's a very, very good lesson. And lately, we have Ruixing Coffee. They were all developed by my students. So I was feeling very proud, okay, at the same time. And there are some successful cases, a lot of failing cases.
How important is innovation for China in the future? It seems so much talk about it. Is it really so important for China?
I think for China it's very important, but it's a complicated project in the sense that the Chinese, I think, innovation primarily thinking in terms of technology. In my understanding, science and technology, okay? And by innovation, not necessarily thought, was carefully thought in terms of other type of innovation, such as organizational innovation, idea innovation, initiative innovation, or some other type of innovation that came secondary.
Your graduate students, one of them, your assistant, is even working with us as an entrepreneur, CEO, founder of YPlan. How did you feel about this change and about your own assistant choosing to become an entrepreneur and not working for the government or for the large SOEs in China?
Year 2014, you remember, our Prime Minister Li Keqiang, who was a graduate at PKU, talked and called on the young people to start your own entrepreneurship and entrepreneur entities. So there is a movement called 大众创业万众创新. So that particular political movement helped a lot of Peking University students to decide actually where you should go. Ye Dun was exactly at this period of time, and I gave him a lot of encouragement because I really love Israeli companies.
Thank you very much. It helps us a lot.
Yeah.
We build the company.
Yeah. There's one issue I want to ask you at this moment is that in the face of all these new changes of technology, what type of individual are you looking for, especially as a long-term investor in China, and you have built a very big facility here? What type of individual in terms of quality and skills do you want to hire?
I think it's a great question. I have a very strong thinking opinion that you need people who can adapt to changes very quickly. Since things getting more robotic and more automated and more AI related, people have to react quick, make decisions without getting all the information, taking risk, and embracing the change. On top of it, you need people who can operate in cross-culture, because things getting more global, whether we want it or not. People I like to work with, hardworking people. China is the best place in the world, that are open-minded and cultured, can adapt to the change, can work with mixed teams, not only you people who are used to from your same culture, move past, adapt to change. That's, I think, what I'm teaching my children, make them experience it in reality by coming to China and dealing here with a very foreign environment, and the environment that changes. So, I mean, there's no place that changes faster than China.
Let me ask this question. What are some of the cross-cultural issues or frustrations you have in this environment? You have been here for many years. What kind of things you feel that the Chinese students are lacking in terms of, cross-cultural preparation?
I think what is lacking mostly is the risk-taking and get out of your comfort zone and talking to people, working with them, and being able to work in a team that is a mixed team that doesn't have hierarchy. So the more the next generation will be able to work in a flat organization, which is also mixed culture, the more China will be successful.
In that sense, I have some suggestions for the Chinese education system in order to be able to more immerse in these different cultures. It has to do with actually the gaming industry. I think it's easier to get younger children, youth, to cooperate with foreign and different cultures when it's about a game. It enables you to do many simulations on games. That you can do it over the internet. You can sit at home and actually work with a foreign and to do some achievement and then communicate without taking the risk.
So the gaming is not only a game, actually. It could educate you. My MBA, I spent more time in the Air Force than going to the MBA. But I do remember one thing from all the studies I had in the MBA is the business simulation game. Okay. It's the only thing I remember. It's the only thing I appreciate actually from school, from the MBA. Because it was a competition. So you have to win, real time, group work. It's all about groups. We separated groups and we had to finance it. It was the adrenaline went through. I really enjoyed it, and this is what I remember.
Let me ask another question in terms of the Chinese students' improvements. Okay, most of the young people, because of one-child policy, scared of doing a lot of things. Okay, any suggestion you have to make them more courageous in making everyday life decisions?
The biggest challenge young generation face when it comes to courage is expectations of their parents and its expectations of their peers. The more the society becomes entrepreneurial, innovative, people will be attracted to take the risk and be courageous. What pulls them down and stops them is expectations of others. It's not internal. And I love the innovation so much. So in China is getting more and more innovative. We can see these paths. There's a last question I want to ask you about this. You think there is a correlation between innovation and happiness?
Innovation and happiness may not necessarily be together. Okay, a lot of Chinese have obligations to do it for some other people, not necessarily for themselves. We have not yet reached that step. So that people will be able to do the job they love, to do the job they love the job they do. That part, if that part is achieved, I personally believe that happiness can go together with innovation.
Love speaking with you. I wish we can sit again and find some additional opportunities to share, because we're just in the beginning. So we'll have
Thanks a lot. Nice to talk to you. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for everybody.
Okay.
And that concludes today. See you soon.